Good, happy Wednesday evening, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin. First up, New Hampshire lawmakers overwhelmingly pass budget compromise. House Senate approve deal reached by Governor. Democrat leaders. It took an extra 3 months, but New Hampshire is close to having a budget for next 2 years. Republican Governor Chris Sununu vetoed the $13.1 billion passed by the Democrats-controlled legislature in June, and the temporary spending plan the state has been operating under is set to expire next week. The House on Wednesday overwhelmingly approved a compromise announced the day before, and the Senate is followed suit soon after. Democrats had argued their original plan provided needed property tax relief and education aid while addressing the state's most pressing problems, but Republicans urge it rallied on one-time surplus funds for ongoing expenses and would drive the state toward a board-based tax. The compromise trims the total to $12.96 billion and preserves scheduled business tax cuts if revenues meet projections. Sununu is expected to sign the compromise measure into law. Elizabeth Warren holds town hall in Keene. Democratic presidential hopefuls speaking to voters. Democratic presidential candidate Elizabeth Warren is back in New Hampshire to campaign. Warren is holding a town hall at Keene State College at 5:30 p.m. this evening. WMUR will stream the town hall live in a video player above this article on WMUR.com and inside the WMUR mobile app. If you don't see the video player, please refresh this page. The event will also stream live on WMUR's Facebook page. This story will be updated. New Hampshire State Police mourns sudden death of canine Ike. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9.
I did it. I've done it. It's done. Of course, I needed my all-wheel drive Honda to do it, but that's basically how it all went down. It's that easy, New England, so don't wait. Get to your Honda dealer for an epic deal on the best SUVs in America. Because around here, we Honda.
New this morning, New Hampshire State Police are mourning the loss of one of their own. Canine Ike passed away suddenly on Monday. The 11-year-old was assigned to Sergeant Michael Cedrone, working out of Bedford. Since joining the department in 2010, Ike and his partner were involved in countless deployments around the state.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And our thoughts and prayers go to the New Hampshire State Police. Nashua man accused of assaulting, injuring 5-month-old son. Injuries described as serious, not life-threatening. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9.
Chapel Tractor has been in our family since 1955, when great-grandfather Pearlie and our grandfather George decided...
Moments after we knocked on the door of the apartment where the alleged assaults took place, a woman came out carrying a baby. As she loaded the child in the car, the man with her said they had nothing to say. Xavier Luna, the 5-month-old child's father, is accused of assaulting the baby boy. He's facing both first and second-degree assault charges.
He was in the care of Mr. Luna the night before for a period of time alone, during which we believe these injuries were sustained.
The child was allegedly injured inside apartment number 2 at 5 Beard Street in Nashua. Police believe the injuries happened Monday night, but they weren't reported until the following day.
The mother became concerned the next morning when the child was fussy and not acting appropriately and took the child to the hospital to be looked at.
The injuries were described as serious but non-life-threatening, and the baby was treated and released. Police say there was no indication of any previous injuries, and the DCYF has also begun an investigation. Luna is scheduled to be arraigned in about an hour from now at Superior Court in Nashua. Reporting live, Ray Brewer, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. "14 stung by yellow jackets in New Boston. Conservation area trail closed. Half of sting victims were children." Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9.
Fall savings are here at Quirk Buick GMC in Manchester. Lease the new 2019 GMC Sierra 1500 Limited double cab for just $160 a month. Quirk saves you up to $13,300.
Works to save you money. Quirk works for
GMC, we are professional grade.
Also new on Daybreak, 14 people were stung by bees in New Boston yesterday. Half of the victims were children. The fire chief says one person was stung 13 times. This all happened just before 4 o'clock last night in the Betsy Dodge Conservation Area off of Saunders Hill Road. Officials believe an underground hive was disturbed.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Fire reported at Walmart in Concord. Concord firefighters were sent to the Loudon Road store to extinguish a fire in the deli department. Concord firefighters were sent to Walmart on Loudon Road Wednesday for a report of fire. Firefighters and police officers assisting with crowd control were called to the store around 1:30 p.m. after employees reported a fire in the deli department. It's unknown at post time what exactly caused the fire. After the fire was put out, employees were allowed to return to the store at around 2:15 p.m. Customers, however, remained outside. And now let's take a look at that U.S. stock market and see how U.S. stock market closed for this Wednesday evening. And here's a look at that U.S. stock market for all of you this Wednesday evening. Your Dow Jones Industrial Average closed in the green and went up. Your Nasdaq closed in the green and went up. S&P 500 closed in the green and went up. Gold closed in the red and went down. Oil closed in the red and went down. U.S. 10-year closed in the green and went up. Euro/USD closed in the green and went up. And then VIX closed in the red and went down. Stocks jump after Trump says a China deal could come soon. Ukraine call memo released. Stocks rose on Wednesday after President Donald Trump said a U.S.-China trade deal could arrive sooner than expected. Investors also prowled through a rough transcript of Trump's call with Ukrainian president from earlier this year. Parents in Varsity Blues scandal sentenced to 4 months in prison. Let's take a listen to the video from ABC News.
Now, the latest on the college admissions scandal. A second parent getting prison time, sentenced to 4 months behind bars. Lindsay Davis is here with more. And Lindsay, this sentence could be a troubling sign for Lori Loughlin if she's convicted.
That's right. Sure. She and her husband have both, of course, entered not guilty pleas, but certainly a lot of eyes were on the sentencing of Devin Sloan, the California businessman who pled guilty to paying a $250,000 bribe to get his son accepted to the University of Southern California as a water polo player, even though he was not. According to court documents, the 53-year-old father of four purchased water polo gear on Amazon, posed his son in their backyard pool with the gear, then hired a graphic designer to Photoshop the images into actual water polo images, allegedly doctoring the picture a second time to submerge his son's torso even deeper. Now, prosecutors argued that the judge had sentenced Sloan to 1 year in prison, claiming in court he's using his wealth to attempt to buy his way out of jail. In the end, that was not to be. On top of the 4 months, Sloan was also given 2 years of supervised release, a $95,000 fine, and 500 hours of community service. Excuse me. I know.
I got you.
I was like, you got this. Pull through. I'm trying to swallow.
I know. You did. Thank you for bringing that to us, Lindsay. We appreciate it.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that does it for this evening edition of the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your Wednesday evening, and I'll see you back here tomorrow for another newscast. Good night and bye.